All right, more solving systems by substitution stuff, SSS. So, we've already discussed this, work some examples. Solving by graphing, you graph. Find out where they meet, if they do. Because remember, they could meet in one point, or they could be parallel, or the equations could just represent the same line, different names for the same thing, as we talked about. Just like you have a name, you have a nickname, you know, different name for you. Similar with a line sometimes. So we've done some substitution, and remember, substitution is getting one equation and putting it into the other to make a new one. Elimination, just squashing the equations together to get a new one. And in elimination, we cancel out or eliminate one of the letters. So substitution, do an easier one first. Like, say, example 1, y 7x minus 10, y negative 3. So we want to try to find an ordered pair, x, y, if we can. Try a pair of numbers that works in both equations. That's the idea. So substitution is easy here. We already have negative 3. The y is negative 3 in this case. So we just get this and put it in place of y and solve. So if we like put this in place of this, y is negative 3. So we got that. Now we solve for x. So add 10 to each side because we've turned all this stuff into one equation, which we know how to do. One equation, one equal sign with one letter. Solve for the letter. 7 is 7x, divided by 7. X is 1. 1 negative 3, that's our answer. So that's a little easier. Some of it's given for us. So there's one example. Then we got another one that's pretty straightforward. And then we'll do some more involved ones. Let's try 2x minus 15 and 5x. So number 2. Y equals, where'd it go? We said 2x minus 15. Y is 5x. So it's called a system of equations. We have 2 equations, 2 equal signs. 1, 2, with 2 letters each. X, Y, X, Y. The previous one, we had 2 letters and equations overall. It was just easier. But here, we have X and Y here and here. So Y is 5x. So I put a 5x in place of it here. So you do 5x, you know, you can think of it like Y is 2x minus 15, or y is 5x. If it's 5x, I can put a 5x there. Because y is 5x. Then we solve. Subtract 2x. Divided by 3. And x is negative 5. Then we get the y value. We can use either one. We'll get the same thing. This seems easier. And again, x is negative 5. If x is negative 5, I can put a negative 5 there. same thing. And that's negative 25. So the ordered pair we're trying to find, that's where they meet. It's what they have in common. These two numbers work in both. 5 times negative 5 is negative 25. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Negative 10 decreased by 15. If you're at negative 10 and the temperature goes down 15, negative 25. So it's correct. Okay, now let's try 2 or 3 more. Not too much, not too little. So here, try some of these. A little more going on this time. Okay, so number 3. 3. I guess for number 3, I'll do number 3. No, I'll do 2 first. Okay, so y 7x minus 5, and then 2x plus y is 13. Then we're going to solve by substitution. Do these two have an ordered pair in common? Do they have something in common? Do they intersect when we graph them? We're going to figure it out. So y is all this stuff. Y is 7x minus 5. So I can put this stuff in place of the y, because it's talking about the same thing in a different way, just like the nickname. So then we're back to the stuff we've done before. We spent time on solving linear equations. You've done this year and in many years past. 9x minus 5 is 13, because 2 of something and 7 of something is 9. Now there's 7 of these, but this is 5 like ones. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 5. But this is 7 times something we don't know. 7 of these and 5 ones, we cannot combine them. Add 5 to solve this. Divide by 9. X is 2. Then we need to see what y is. We could use either one. This might be easier. It's a little formula. So y is 7x minus 5, but x is 2. So in place of the x, I can put a 2. X is 2. x2, x2, x2. 2 is x, and x is 2. So 7 times 2 is 14. 14 minus 5 is 9. So the ordered pair we're looking for is 2, 9. We can try it in this one. We know it works in this because that's how we got it, unless we made a mental math mistake. So you might want to check it. But 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 9 is 13. So good. Okay. Next. And again, you are in control. Stop, rewind, pause, all that stuff if you need to. How about, I guess I'll do their number 3. X, negative 5y minus 4. X minus 4y is 23. Don't fall asleep. 10-minute mark. X minus 5y. And I was talking to my computer, not you. Although it could apply to you. Okay, according x equals negative 5y minus 4. X minus 4y is 23. So x is this stuff, so I put that in place of x. In the other equation. So I get this. X is that stuff. I just put that where the x was. So this stuff I put in place of x. Now I have one equation with one letter in it, you know, the y, same letter, so I can solve, like you've been doing a long time. Negative 5 of something minus 4, if the temperature is negative 5 and it goes down 4, decreased by 4, negative 9. Then add 4. Then 23 and 4 is 27. Divided by negative 9. Y is negative 3. Bam. Then we use our formula to get x. Because x is negative 5 times y, and then decreased by 4. So I put a negative 3 in place of the y. And then work it out. This times this is 15. 15 minus 4 is 11. Good. So -3. We got it from this one. We can check to make sure. You can do that on your own. If I put it here, -4, kind of like times -3 is a positive 12. 11 plus 12 is 23. Check. Okay, I'll do one more. Number 5. So x is 1/2 y plus 1/2. Fractions are cool. 2x plus y is -1. Okay. So substitution. We put one thing in place of another. X is this. So we get all this stuff and put it in place of the x. So 2 1/2 y plus 1/2 plus y is -1. So now, notice one equation, one equal sign, with only the letter y in it, so we can solve. Here we have different letters in the same equation, different letters in the same equation. We can't get where they meet. We want to get what they have in common, so we have to do this. So, distribute the 2. Notice that's why we practice distributing, partially, kind of, sort of. This is part one reason, but not all the reasons why we did that. And of course, remember I gave you stuff you could work on your own if you need to. Practice integers, practice distributive property. There's things you could do. I'll put up my manage back. Use your judgment, see if you need it, and study it if you do, please. It'll help you in the long run, not just on this test. So 1/2 of 2 is 1. 1/2 of 2 is 1. Then y and y is 2y. Subtract 1. 2y is -2. Divide by 2. Y is -1. Because we always divide by the thing next to the y. We want to get the y alone, get everything else away from it. To solve for y is here, everything else on the other side. So we know y is whatever. X is 1/2 y plus 1/2. Y is -1. Okay? That's why we divide by 2 and not y. Because we want to get the y alone. Leave it alone, everything else away from it. Now we get the x. Put -1 in place of the y. I'll do it this way this time. Different way to do the same thing. Same, but different. Zero, -1. There is our answer. If we put it in, when x is 0, 2 times nothing is nothing, and nothing plus -1 is -1. Bingo, correct. Okay. There are 5 examples for you, in addition to what we've already done. Many times in class, worksheets, other videos, and I shall do elimination later today after I go outside, get in nature, and maintain my sanity.